Welcome back. Need help preparing your tax return? Well, we've got you covered. Tracie, Melvin, and Tim Kingston from Legal Services Alabama join me now to give us some tips on what kind of tax preparer you should look for. Thank you both for joining us this afternoon, on this rainy afternoon.
I know, I swam in.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so like I just said, you know, we need some tips for how to find the best tax preparer, because I guess they're not all created equal. So what should you look for?
Sure. The main thing I would say to people is find someone who has experience, who's been around for a while. Unfortunately, there are a lot of, I'll use the term fly-by-night tax preparers, who promise you a big refund or something like that, but then they don't do a good job, or they disappear after the tax season and you get into a problem with the IRS and you can't find that person to help you and they're gone. Okay. And be careful to find a person who doesn't overpromise you something. One of the biggest problems I see as an attorney is where someone who doesn't know tax law hooks up with a tax preparer who promises them an enormous refund, and they put stuff on their tax return that should never be there. And the poor victim, or sometimes my client, doesn't know tax law. They sign it and then they're on the hook. Okay. And so that would be my advice to people.
Okay, so you mentioned there's some things that shouldn't be on there. Can you give us a few things that should be like screaming at you if your tax preparer says, oh, let's put this on a line item? Kind of tell us what we should look for.
A lot of times you'll see people where there are children that are listed on their tax return that are not theirs. And the reason that's done by these unscrupulous tax preparers is that generates more of a refund for someone. But the person doesn't know that their cousin who doesn't live with them is not a dependent, but they think it's my cousin. Sure, I can list my cousin. That's a really common one. So, and it creates all kinds of problems for people.
So tell us exactly what Legal Services Alabama does.
I'll turn it to Tracie maybe for a...
we help in civil legal cases, family law if you're a victim of domestic violence. We also do wage garnishments if you're a victim of a wage garnishment, and we do debt collection defense, and also we help with public benefits. Okay. And we have a local office here. The number is 334-793-7932. Or you can call our call center. The number is I have to look it up.
No, go ahead.
It's 1-866-456-4995. So there are attorneys who on staff at the call center, so you can call that number and see if it's even something that we can help with.
Okay,
and if it's something that we can help with, they will send it to our local office.
Awesome. So what kinds of tax fraud? I know there's a lot of people out there looking to fraud, taking your tax return. What kinds of things should we be looking for as taxpayers?
There is a problem with ID theft, where someone, I represented a woman the other day who the state of California thought that she'd lived there and had made a lot of money in California and owed a lot of money there. This woman had never been out of the state of Alabama in her life. So ID theft is a real problem. As I said a moment ago, unscrupulous tax preparers putting in false information on returns, which the person gets the refund, but then the IRS finds out, comes after them. That's when I step in to represent people and hopefully can help them with that type of situation. One thing that I want to emphasize, and Tracie would too, is all of our services are free. We don't charge anything, any attorney's fees for any of our work. And we represent people all around the state.
Sounds really good. Thank you both for being...
What Tim said, one of the problems we saw recently was someone who worked at a beauty salon, and they put income down that she didn't make at a beauty salon. And so she had a problem with unemployment compensation and also with taxes.
Happens all the time.
All right. Thank you both so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you very much for having us.